When working with multiple tables, there's going to be a time when you're going to want to relate those tables so you can essentially borrow one bit of data from another. So for example, if we look at these two data tables, you're going to see I have my invoice data and you're going to see I have my master customer data. Now I may want to look at this data, but then also take some of this data that's here about my invoices, but then take maybe the phone number information or the state information and then bring it over into here. Currently, they are two separate data sets, so therefore I would not be able to get all the information. When you relate or create data models between your data, you're able to get a more robust and more comprehensive story about your data. So what we're going to do now is we're going to switch over from our table view and come over here to our model view. When I click on that, you're going to notice that something has already happened and it's happened automatically. I did not actually have to do anything to create these relationships. Now, what we see here are our two data sources, and you'll notice here that there's this line that's connecting between our two data sources. Well, that line is allowing a relationship to happen between these two data sources. Now, what is this relationship and how are they even finding that relationship? Well, because I have my customer ID here and I have a customer ID over here, we will see that they are able to relate to each other based off of that commonality. So let's go back over to our table view. And we're going to see here I have this customer ID. I come back over to master customer. I also have customer ID. You can't really tell right now because they are not in the same order, but they are in fact the same bits of information. But what's interesting about this is that this is all of our customers, but then the invoice data is all the behaviors of the customers. So one customer can have several different invoices. So let's come back over to here to customer ID under invoice data. And then this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort it ascendingly. Now as I scroll down, you're going to see I have lots and lots of ones. I have lots of 1015. All these customer numbers, they have made multiple purchases all throughout the span of my store. So that's great. So I can see that. So essentially, we're going to have a one-to-many relationship. So if I come back over to my model view, I want you to notice here is this little line that's connecting the two. Now I'm just going to mouse over this little center bit right there, and then notice how customer ID lights up. Let's go ahead and just maybe move this a little bit like that so you can see what's going on here. I want you to notice also there's this one, and then there's this little asterisk. This is saying one to many. I have one customer that has many invoice experiences, essentially, right? So we're basically looking at one customer that has purchased many things many times. Okay, so that's fantastic. That's really helpful. And again, that's going to allow me to tell a more robust story because my master customer data may want to get some of that invoice data, borrow it, and then create more complex and much more vivid stories around this data. Now let's see how we can interact with this just a little bit more. I'm just going to click in this little gray area, making sure that none of my data sets are selected. And you're going to notice here I have these properties. And one thing I like to do is pin related fields to the top of the card. So that way I kind of know which one's which. So you can see that it's always going to be there on top because maybe it's buried over there. Now it should be noted that they do not have to have the same exact name. It just happens to be in this case that they are in fact both customer ID. If the data is the same, then it will be able to be related to. Okay? Now let's say for example, this did not happen automatically. If you wanted to relate something, all you have to do is just drag that field on top of the other field. So as an example, let's go ahead and just delete this relationship. I'm going to right click on it, choose delete, say yes. And now, watch what I'm going to do is just simply drag customer ID on top of customer ID. And now, bam, I've now created that relationship. Now, what you're probably all asking is, well, how did this relationship get created? Well, I've got some good news for you. Power BI is so smart, it's able to recognize relationships without me even asking for it. So let me show you where this is. So let's go up to the File menu, come down here to Options and Settings. And then we're going to go over here to Options. And then under this Current File section, we're going to click on Data Load. And you're going to see that this box is checked that says Auto Detect New Relationships after data is loaded. I click on this little information button. After data is loaded, try to discover relationships between tables that currently don't have any and create them. So because I had this already checked, it automatically found the relationships for me, saving me a lot of time, a lot of energy, and really having to think too much about it. So it's already done that for me. So if yours isn't doing that, always come back to the options menu and then see if it's turned on or not. And if it isn't, go and turn it on and see if that helps you. I'm going to go ahead and click OK, get out of this, and then return back to my table view. And one thing I want you to notice is that in every one of these tabs, there is a very fast way to get back to managing your relationships. Notice here is this Manage Relationships instead of Column Tools, Table Tools, Manage Relationships, under Home, also Manage Relationships right there in the middle. When you click on that, you're going to see it's going to take you to a little bit of a different interface. So you can see here it's coming from one table, which is my invoice data, Customer ID, which is our field, and then Master Customer, which is our data table, and then here's our field once again. So if I wanted to edit this, notice it's going to take me to a little bit of a different dialog box, and maybe you want to work with it a little bit more sort of intricately or really understand a little bit in a different way compared to how we were over here in this tab. You can do that very nicely. And you can see here is our cardinality, which is our many to one. Maybe you want to reverse that. Maybe you want to do something a little bit different. You have the option to do that just by clicking on that Manage Relationships. Now, if it isn't showing and maybe your auto detecting isn't working or whatever it is through the program, you can try auto detecting here. And you can also go to New, and then you can create it yourself if you like. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that, close out of that, and then come right back here once again just to remind us where we came from. And just a couple of last things I'm going to show you here within the model view is that this right-hand menu is context sensitive, meaning that depending on what we click on, we're going to get different sets of options. Earlier, I had us click on nothing, and then we saw all the properties for all the cards. If I click on one of the cards, you're going to notice here I have the opportunity to change the name, add on a description, etc. If I click on one of the fields, notice you have the same opportunity here as well. Okay, so this could help you in just in terms of searching and collaboration and organization, just to be able to kind of know what things are and to be able to be on the same team as you're working with these. Now, sometimes you might want to hide them. You might want to change some of the same settings that you did within the table view in terms of the data type and the format and all that good stuff. Just know that you can do that here, just like doing it inside the table view. Practice this with your own data, with my data, and understand why we create relationships, understand how easy it is to create relationships, and also remembering how Power BI will create relationships for you automatically. And then once you've done that, just note how you can delete them, you can edit them, you can put in different parameters around them. You can do all kinds of good stuff here to take ownership over your data for potentially telling your story in a more complex way and through collaboration.
If you're not a subscriber, click down below to subscribe so you get notified about similar videos we upload. To see the full course that this video came from, click over there. And click over there to see more videos from Simon Says It.